Give me a minute.
There we go.
Oh, recording is on, and I just logged out. So how does that work? Oh, it says it's recording. Okay, it's the 25th of June, 2020, WIKISPEED Stand-Up. Go ahead, Lauren.
Hey, it's Lawrence Salter, Gabriel Island, British Columbia, Canada. The past week, I did some more with Python. Oh, yeah. And actually, I kind of followed through on my discussion last week on, I did some research on community initiatives, actually on effective sewn reusable washable masks, as well as just digging around with Python a little bit. And actually, for the boring paperwork for WIKISPEED, which is the most urgent now, is the charitable reporting. It's in my laptop, and my laptop is inoperative. So I'm digging around. I needed if I get it to turn on, and I have instructions to get it, yank out the battery and then try and turn it on. But if it goes on, I want to back it up right away. And I have a plan for where I'm going to put it. Put the Windows 10 there. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on. And I got started tonight, but I basically have to find my thumb drives. I have a thumb drive with Clonezilla on it, but it's a little old, so I just want any thumb drive. I've got a few. I just have to find it and update the latest Clonezilla, and then start backing up. Test that I'm good at backing up an image, and then I'll try and turn on the laptop and back up an image, and then I'll be ready to go on the charitable status. So that's another thing I did this week. So coming week, I will try and do that charitable status report. I think I only need to do 1 year. Like from 2 years back, you're not allowed to be 3 years behind. So I can do the first year we were supposed to report, and the second, and that should get us in good standing. And then there's some. I don't think I have the financials for this year yet, so I'll make that request. And then the other thing is the coming week. I don't think I'll do this the coming week, but I do want to at least double check the date and actually ask Joe for proof. All we need is proof that he's used the extreme manufacturing, which I know he has. And we need to send that in. And I don't know if there's another fee or not. But in order to keep the service mark, which is due to be renewed in the fall, we need to show that we're using. You can't just sit on a service mark. You have to use it. And it's 6 years since we got it, or it will be in the fall. So that's that. And I can certainly do the request and pick some suitable things. I know it was advertised for courses and other things. So I think that will take care of that. And blocks. My computer not working. I need to spend a little more time with it. I was excited about my camera, but I don't quite have it set up. And then if I can get the into WIKISPEED info, then I'll have the desktop Linux box, and I can operate. So I can then record the meeting, which was our redundancy that we want. And so that's those are blocks. I don't see any that I need a lot of help on. And that's it for me right now.
Okay, I'm going to try video. We'll see if it crashes and burns. It's Michael Olchuk, Saskatoon, Canada. Last week, I finished sharing Dropbox links to our CAD folders with a new member, and he hasn't gotten back to me. So I'm not sure whether it went to his spam or not. I was hoping to receive my new Raspberry Pis, and they haven't arrived yet. And I see a red triangle. Okay, we're going to shut off the video because my audio is probably really bad. I had an email to Suncatcher written up to see if they could, if they were sending me a new board, and before I hit send, they actually did send me one. So that is on the way. I still don't have a procedure to test it, but I apparently have a new board on the way. Next week, I am hoping to receive those Raspberry Pis, and I am working on some solar stuff at the cabin. Trying to get my charge controller and my battery pack connected. There's quick connects and soldering and stuff that I've been putting off. I really need to do. No blocks, and I guess that's about it for me.
Cool. Cool. Nice that board is coming. Okay. Yeah. So if that gets working, then I'm on again to get one of those sun catchers. I'm going to give myself a 6 and the team 10 because you did the work and got the vendors to come through. And process improvement. I'm kind of this is, I don't know if this is a goal or anything, but I would like to kind of develop the mask project. And so I'll talk more about that in crosstalk. But I think that's a worthy one that wouldn't necessarily, hopefully it wouldn't slow the velocity on the wagon. And so that's it. That's it for my stand-up stuff.
Okay. I'm going to give myself a 6. I think I got 2 out of the 3 done, plus 1 for coming to the meeting. So I'll give it a 7. Team, I'll go with 7 because we're getting stuff done. It would be nice to get a little progress on backup for me coming to the meeting, because if I don't get to the meeting, we don't get a recording. A process improvement from last week was investigate some COVID solutions from makerspaces. I didn't get to that, so I think you did. You said you wanted to implement some of the designs. So is that still going to be our improvement for this week? You're muted, Lauren.
I'm good with that.
Okay. All right. That pretty much wraps it up. What do we have for crosstalk?
Okay, so I'll send you the link. Basically, I after the Maker Fair, the virtually Maker Fair, I spent a long time watching this group in New Jersey that was had like a $10 mask material tester using a smoke alarm and a pop bottle and some incense from the dollar store. But I'm going to follow up with them, but I have a lot of reason to doubt because they were very negative about everything but the disposable N95 masks, and so I have questions about their using their methodology, because their methodology was to puff until the smoke alarm went off, using a little bellows to puff smoke through the smoke alarm until it went off, and then through any different mask materials. But there's a lot of research going on with like actual test centers. The most interesting is the Argonne National Defense Lab had downtime during the crisis, and so they tested different cloth masks, and they came up with a fairly simple solution, which is one layer of tightly woven cotton with 2 layers of either silk or taffeta, and they said it gave them 80 to 99% filtration. And so then they published that. Then also someone local here who belongs to the weavers and spinners, and there's all kinds of craftspeople on this island, gave me a link with a Canadian group called Guardian something, who are sewing masks and are doing not just your regular masks. Their aim is to do a better than your standard cloth mask you get in the store. So they seem like good people to either collaborate with or offer a design to or something like that. So my thought is the kind of thing, again, it's the boring things I don't like to do, but why not go for Canada Health and FDA some kind of certification? Because as of now, for example, Etsy, the crafts site on the internet?
Yep.
ETSY, yeah. So they're selling all kinds of masks, but they won't allow anyone, quite correctly, they won't allow anyone to make a health claim about them. Mm-hmm. But it'd be really cool if you could. So, I was going to investigate all the things about testing, cost of testing, and I'm put off on that incense thing. I could be corrected, but it seems that the very cheapest kind of test may not have been, maybe it seemed way too negative for me. And so that the idea of pulling in, they established that the size of the particles was the same, but something is different about maybe the Argonne lab, the defense lab, used an official kind of testing thing, which is they make an aerosol of a particular diameter, and they pull it through. And also, I've been out reading a lot about masks being some kind of, a good mask being nearly as good as the other ones. The surgical masks, the fit is another thing, and this Guardian group claims that they've got a strap system, and that's another one. In the make, have you got the make yet?
No, I don't. I've come to the conclusion that they got my address screwed up, so I'm probably not going to actually get the make magazines.
I thought you got some.
I picked it up at the newsstand because I missed a cutoff.
Yeah, right.
And then when I ordered, they said, "Oh yeah, it'll be out, such and such an issue."
Right.
Well, you got yours 2 weeks ago now?
Yeah, I think
I'm pretty sure I'm not getting it.
And that's your first issue you're waiting on?
Yep.
Yeah. So you try emailing them and see if they can correct the address. I've worked, like I told. Did I tell you that they are what my family member in the publishing business says is a typical magazine, which is that they're focused on having enough money for their next issue always. So, for example, my son's article, about they asked he rushed to get it out. He worked day and night to get it out for their deadline, and then for 2 years nothing happened. And I asked my relative. He was then going to withdraw it and try and publish it somewhere else. And my relative said, "No, no, no." He said, "It means nothing. And it's taking 2 years. They always are like this." I would not take it as that you can't get it or that it's not going to work. Just don't bust yourself, but try and contact them. They almost complete. Well, they did so totally out of business and rose from the dead. So I think, but the new ones are better. These are the original format, and I've got this almost complete collection. And the format is beautiful. It's a smaller size than a magazine. It's thick, and the paper's amazing, and everything. It's very durable, and like the bookshelf, stuff like that. So I would recommend being patient.
Okay, well, there's only 4 issues in a year, so we can only screw up 3 more times, right?
Yeah, right. Anyway, that's kind of what I've got, but I need to put it together a little more formally and really post it on WIKISPEED, see if anybody's interested. I'm thinking of a few people, certainly Lighthizer. So I think I'll post it or I'll put it on the team WIKISPEED, and then maybe also draw some people's attention to it.
Okay.
Yeah. It would be very cool if you could sell them, at some kind of reasonable thing, pay crafts people, and also do the quality control is really interesting. And they've already dealt with this on the face plates, the face shields, and other things. And people are working on, a way. Like, one thing I'm thinking is you could have people do peer review, so they send their product to another person who's making things, who sends their product to a different one, kind of randomly looking at them. That would be the equivalent of software peer review. So anyway, yeah.
Well, except that you have to have test equipment.
Yeah. I think there's some things like the fit and the stitching, and the fit's really important, and there'd be no gaps and things like that. So I think you could look at those before you said you pay to have them tested, or send them to somebody who's got a proper setup.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll put it together, and I'm also going to try and set it up so that it increases velocity, or rather it ramps up without affecting the LRW velocity. So that's my project that I'm interested in.
Unfortunately, LRW doesn't have much for velocity right now.
Yeah, but we actually I'm very interested in, and at the point where I could start to put some time. Still, actually, can we go offline for a minute? Do you have time?
Sure.
Not long.
Give me a second. I will hit the button. There we go.
Okay.
Confirm.
So my son in the middle.